Atlanta news first. Plus starts now with breaking news.
That was my fault. I totally hit the wrong stinger on that. It was supposed to be First Alert Weather. Hi, guys. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Courtney Giacomazzi. Breaking news. Today's the driest day of the next 3 for your Memorial Day weekend. Here's a look at First Alert Radar. This is just after 11 o'clock this morning. A few light showers moving into, it looks like, Paulding County and Polk County. A couple of light showers up in the mountains as well. We'll be watching for those storms that are back out in Alabama. Those will slowly drift off to the east. So north of Atlanta today, we'll have the best chance for a few showers. It'll also be pretty cloudy, but notice all the thunderstorm activity in Alabama, and then it's just simply rain here in North Georgia. We really don't have any fuel for storms today. If you do hear a rumble of thunder, that thunderstorm will be what we call an elevated thunderstorm. So its fuel isn't at the surface, which essentially means we're not looking at the potential for severe weather through the day today. However, an isolated severe storm will be possible tonight. Starting to see the clouds build in Midtown there. We're seeing some cirrus clouds develop, so partly to mostly cloudy, and it is overcast up at Lake Lanier. Unfortunately, we are going to hold on to those cloudy skies up in our far northern counties, again, north of Atlanta. That's also where the best chance of rain will be through the day today, so that will lead to cooler temperatures north of the city, and I'll show you that in just a second. Otherwise, if you want to get out to the pool today across metro Atlanta, especially Atlanta and areas south, it's going to be a great day. We'll have the chance for a few showers throughout the first half of the day. I do think the afternoon will be mostly dry, so whether you're headed to the pool, Jazz Fest is all weekend, including today. That kicks off at 1. The Braves game at 4 o'clock. You'll be good to go. I do think the humidity will stay pretty low today, too, which will be really pleasant, with temperatures in the upper 70s at your lunch hour, low 80s through the afternoon into the early evening. Now, there's a little bit of an asterisk there. Remember, we have those overcast skies north of the city, so not the warmest day to be out on the water today. Up in places like Lake Burton, Lake Blue Ridge, up in the mountains, temperatures only in the low to mid 70s today, mid to upper 70s from Canton to Rome to Gainesville. So Lake Lanier, at least a little warmer there. And I do think you'll see some sunshine. It's just not going to be wall-to-wall sunshine. But from Athens, Atlanta, Carrollton, and areas south, low to mid 80s today. We started with a lot of sunshine, and I do think we'll see partly to mostly cloudy skies through the rest of the day today. Taking you through First Alert Futurecast, models have been struggling with the rain because clearly we already have some rain moving into Paulding and Polk County, and this model is not picking up on that, but it gives you the general idea. A few scattered showers possible from Atlanta to the north through the morning, and then we'll watch for that batch of storms back out in Alabama to move into northwest Georgia early in the afternoon. So if you have any dinner plans, if you're maybe going to be grilling out and you live up from Towns, Union, Rabun County into Floyd, into Chattooga County, Bartow County, Dawson County, White, Lumpkin County, you get the picture, north of Atlanta, a few showers could interrupt your dinner plans tonight. And then after 8 o'clock, we'll be watching west of Atlanta over towards the Alabama-Georgia line. A few isolated storms will be possible out ahead of this line of storms. The big question is how much fuel actually moves into our forecast area today. Our instability, which is fuel for storms, looks pretty much slim to none, even into the evening hours. So we're really not super concerned about severe weather. But I do think if there were an area in Georgia that did start to pick up a little more fuel, it'd be in west Georgia and south of Atlanta. There's a wedge that's trying to build in, which usually keeps our forecast pretty stable. So overnight tonight, again, after 8 o'clock, we'll watch for storms. Models have been kind of flip-flopping on the timing by a couple of hours. So stay on high alert, again, especially in West Georgia after 8. And then after sunset tonight, storms could roll in through metro, becoming widespread overnight. And within that cluster of storms, maybe an isolated severe storm. These little clusters of storms can kind of provide their own energy within themselves, and that can create a gusty wind threat, maybe a small hail threat as well. So overnight tonight, we do have the potential for an isolated strong to severe storm, but we're not looking at a tornado threat overnight. That kicks off a more unsettled pattern into tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, as you're getting up and at it, grabbing some breakfast, going to church, a few showers will be possible. And then we just are generally unsettled tomorrow. Not a washout, but a few isolated showers. Maybe a rumble of thunder will be possible tomorrow afternoon as well. Could have some heavy downpours. The big message of the weekend is if thunder roars, head indoors, especially if you have plans to be out on the water. You just want to make sure that you are that you have a place in the back of your mind that you can go if you start to hear thunderstorms developing or rolling in. It's just not safe to be outside in a thunderstorm. So thunder roars, head indoors, keep that in the back of your mind with this unsettled weekend for the holiday weekend. Going into Monday, that is a first alert weather day. Oh, again, severe threat possible tonight, damaging wind and hail will be the two threats that we're looking at. Going into Memorial Day on Monday, we will have a first alert weather day because we'll start to have moisture returns. That humidity really starts to come back starting tomorrow afternoon, but then even more so on Monday, which will essentially just provide more moisture for widespread rain and storms. So showers and storms will be likely after 3 o'clock. If you had any barbecue plans, you had plans to grill, anything outdoors after 3 p.m. on Monday, you're going to want to move those inside because it does look like widespread rain and storms will be on the way. A few showers will be possible Monday. So for those of you who maybe do still have to get up and go to work on Monday, just know a few showers will be possible. Otherwise, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, which will allow temperatures to warm into the 80s. And then we'll have those storms develop again after 3 o'clock, becoming widespread through the early evening. Gusty wind, heavy rain, frequent lightning will be possible within these storms, as we will have that fuel really surge back to provide enough fuel for maybe an isolated strong storm. We don't have an organized, actually we do have a severe threat, a marginal severe threat for that gusty wind on Monday in some of these storms because we will have that fuel return to the area. If you have to work on Monday, just know it'll be a rainy commute home on Monday. We'll keep rain chances elevated Tuesday as well. Tuesday, in fact, is another first alert weather day with widespread rain and storms back in the forecast. This isn't loading, but we are expecting to pick up over 2 inches of rain over the next week because take a look, rain chances stay in the forecast all the way through Friday. Friday, not a first alert weather day right now. I want models to have a chance to really figure out Friday whether we think the rain and storms is going to impact your commute in any way. So it'll be unsettled on Friday, but not a first alert weather day yet until we think it might impact like your morning commute or your evening commute. We still need to do a little bit of work on that. But regardless, the overall theme beyond today is unsettled. We'll have scattered storms tomorrow afternoon after a few morning showers. Widespread rain and storms Monday after 3 o'clock. More widespread rain and storms Tuesday along a cold front. And that front's going to not push all the way through. So that keeps the rain chances of the forecast Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You'll want to have the umbrella with you. First Alert Weather app, a great tool to have, especially this weekend. It'll alert you if rain or storms are in your area. Today, not expecting much in the way of thunderstorm activity. We just won't have the fuel for it. In fact, it's really comfortable out there right now. But tonight, a few storms could become strong as a cluster of thunderstorms moves in after sunset. So just make sure, again, you have that First Alert Weather app handy. It'll be a great tool to have going into the overnight tonight and going into this weekend with the rain and storms in the forecast, as a lot of you are probably trying to get outside and enjoy the long weekend. Make it a wonderful Saturday, everyone, and we'll catch you here next time.